Hello Sagittarius, Elsie here to give you a reading, well, for the rest of the year. Make a few predictions. They may or may not be for you. This is still a general reading, right? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter, Sagittarius. I have Saggy in my rising. Yep, I do. All right, here we go. Sagittarius, we're going to go for October, November, and December. Only a couple weeks left in October here, but we will read it anyway. All right, Sag. Here we go. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell us about Sag for the next 3 months. Next 3 months. 2, 3. Here we go. All right, Sag. So the rest of October, it says, trust in divine detours. All right. You know what that means. There's going to be some things coming up that you do not expect. None, yeah, of which might be a tower. 16. Yeah, 16 is a tower, right? So I feel that the coyote spirit, coyotes move really quick. They can come in the night. They can steal things. It's a surprise. They search at night. They communicate even though they can't see each other. They're very aware of the moon energy. And I think you're supposed to trust that this tower that will fall or has fallen in the month of October is something that you're supposed to trust, that it's a change for the good. It's a positive change. It's one that's going to make you more perceptive, one that's going to, it's going to break down things so you see things super clear, Sagittarius. We're going to look at that a little further. We have the Badger Spirit. Cute. Right? The Badger Spirit. Be fearless and be bold. Interesting. Card number 4. Be fearless and be bold. That's the number of the Emperor, right? Who is fearless and bold, right? Right at the front of the line. That's who the Emperor is. So it could have something to do with an Emperor. You could be an Emperor. It says be fearless and bold. And these little guys, they fight like nothing, right? They do. Yep, they can be kind of mean. That's a badger. Yeah, they can be a little bit mean. They look cute, but man, they can rip your face off. Yeah. So be fearless and bold. I think that people see the outside of you, and I think you have a really cute meat suit. And I think that people trust you because you're beautiful or because you're handsome, because of the way you look, that people might trust you. But I feel like it's in the month of November that whoever has been judging you by your human suit here, I feel like they get to see what's deep inside you. Yeah, they get to see what's in your mind and what's in your soul. Somebody is telling you to be fearless and bold, to not hide anything from other people. You're supposed to be who you are, out front, the leader. Yeah. And then in December, we have co-create with spirit. Interesting. What are we creating? The crow brings messages. 7 and 1 is 8. Something that's been working. I've been working really hard on this thing. And co-create with spirit. I feel like you reap the benefits and the rewards of working really hard on a certain situation. I feel like those benefits, you begin to see them in the month of December. I think the reason that the coyote spirit is here, card number 16, is because you've been standing on a point or been too stubborn to move on a point that that has been trying to send you on a different path, but you've been stubbornly, I want to say, and that's come up the 3rd time now. I feel like it's going to, the universe has been trying to put you on another path and you've been resisting. Oh, that's what I want to say. Yeah. And so that's why the tower is here, I feel. Trust in divine detours. And then we have success. So success, I know that there is no greater goal than to love. So I feel like in the month of October that you start to realize, once the tower falls and you go through those trial times of changes and upheaval, that you finally realize that the reason that some doors close is because other doors should open. And it's a successful idea of, yeah, there's no greater goal than to love. So no matter what happens, no matter what doors are closed or what changes take place, that there's no greater goal than love. Yeah. November for Sagittarius, please. We've got blame. Interesting. says, I accept responsibility for my well-being. I accept responsibility for my well-being. It's about self-care, I feel. You accept the responsibility for your well-being. It's up to you. It's not up to anybody else. If you feel ill or you're not well, doesn't matter if it's spiritually, physically, or mentally, then you know where to go to get help. It's on you. It's not on anybody else. It's not. It's on you to make sure that you're making the fearless and bold changes in your life. Yeah. In order to move forward. It's not up to anybody else. Yeah. Then we have the crow spirit. Crow spirit. Tell us about that. Co-create with spirit. What are you co-creating? Relationships. Interesting. Okay. And it's very interesting that they're all the same colors. That's been happening in the readings here today. So I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Excellent. Co-creating with spirit. So I feel like somebody in the month of December realizes their worth. Beautiful cards, gosh. And so I feel like that you realize your worth. I think that you realize that you are now only going to be attracted to people that are on your level of understanding. I don't want anybody to think that saying that the higher self is a hierarchy. It's not. It's just a different or clearer understanding of what it is that your purpose is here. And I feel that co-creation with spirit, the crow, bringing messages about relationships. And I think it was, you've been stuck here because you've been not unwilling to change. And it's all on you to make the changes. But the universe is kind of pulling down your illusion or making things crumble to make room for the new thing that's coming in for you, I think, in the month of December. All right, Saggies. Let's take a look at tea leaf. Tell us about October. I know there's no greater goal than to love. Trust in divine detours. What's the divine detour here? You're going to have success, but it's not going to be comfortable. You're going to be uncomfortable because you're being taught some lessons, I feel. So, what are the divine detours, please? Tell us about the divine detours. We have Ram, a stubborn, aggressive person. Okay, so you could be in the month of October. Maybe you're dealing with someone who's not willing to change their mind. Maybe it's you. Maybe that's why we have the Tower. Yeah, I don't think you're aggressive, but the person you're dealing with could be someone you keep button heads with, someone who is equally as stubborn as you. And I think that you should just take a detour from here. Yeah, just know that for the greater goal, that the greater goal is love, and you don't necessarily have to be there to watch that transpire. November, we have time to go out and have some fun. Okay, so in the month of November, you might be invited out. Of course, we know that some of you have birthdays at the end of November, right? So it could be birthday celebrations for sure. And time to go out and have some fun. Share some food and wine and fun with some people that make you happy. We have, in the month of December, opportunity of windfall. Okay, so it could be something that's quite abundant. They show a carrot here, so it could be food. Maybe you win a food drive. Maybe you win a raffle, something like that. Or something that gives you sustenance and nutrition, or allows you to feel more abundant in who you are. Interesting that we have food here. Oh, maybe it's better health. I feel like your health gets progressively better. That's what it feels like. For those of you who have been struggling in health, I feel like that you have not been paying attention to, or you've been going against the advice of, or maybe you're trying to doctor yourself using the internet, or you've been stubborn about the situation. And for some of you, it's in terms of health. And I don't read for health, but I can't ignore that there's food here, right? And it's things that you drink that would be good for you. Grape juice isn't a bad thing, and neither is carrot juice, but I feel like this could be wine. Of course, we've got, the month of parties, right? And December. It could lead into December. Co-creation with spirit. Maybe for some of you, it's the last hurrah before you decide to settle down. That could be. But for some of you, I'm really feeling a health vibe here that if you've not been good with your health, that's going to start getting better. And you're going to feel excellent by the end of the year. Yeah. As long as you can get your nutrition in balance and take care of yourself that way, I think you're going to be all right. I think things are going to start better as you get into the end of the year. And that doesn't even have to be anything noticeable. Maybe it's allergies or something like that, but I feel like you're just going to start feeling better. Tell me who this stubborn and aggressive person is. What's this? Someone who's really out of balance. So you might be dealing with someone in October, someone who's really out of balance, someone who's dealing in financial issues, someone who's feeling a little off balance, or maybe that they feel like your friendship or your relationship might be hanging in the balance. November, tell me about the grapes. Oh, I accept responsibility for my own well-being and grapes. Maybe you're supposed to change your eating habits and be really bold about that. Like, hit it head on. Yeah, I think it might be November is the month that you do that. You decide to move forward. Time to go out and have some fun. You start taking better care of yourself, and that could be maybe you've been hibernating too much. Maybe it's time to get out with a new group of people. I feel that the Nine of Swords in the reverse is like you were previously really sad, alone, just with your thoughts by yourself, and maybe your sleeping habits have gotten out of whack, and you're not really talking to people. But I feel like that's going to change for you in the month of November, because I feel like I said, some of you are going to have some birthdays at the end of November, and that's going to cause you to get out around other people. We have relationships. I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good, and then co-create with spirit. And then we have the Page of Cups. Now, I'm just going to say, co-create with spirit, we've got a fish in the cup. I'm just saying some of you could get pregnant in December. And if you are fertile myrtle, be careful, right? Especially if you're single, because that can add a little bit of a chink in the armor, right? It's can be something that throws life off balance for just a little bit. But I feel like that you are no longer entertaining people, places, and things that aren't in alignment with your higher self, specifically. So for some of you, that's what the creation is, the surprise of taking care of your health. And this windfall comes from something that is directly to do with a lesson that you learn, and then you get the windfall. But we have the Page of Cups here, and the Page of Cups is, I'm not necessarily buying it yet, right? The Page of Cups is a little bit of love. Maybe I like it. Maybe I have affection for it. And this says this opportunity for or windfall here. I really feel like the opportunity or the windfall is going to be in health. And I think that when you start to open the door and love what you're doing, loving your body, loving the self, taking care of you, doing things for yourself that you may have done for other people in the past. I think that's what you have to do in order to gain optimal health. I feel like the optimal health leads you to some sort of a relationship that's being worked on right now in the background by spirit. And the universe knows what your level of understanding is. So definitely they do not, the universe does not have the opportunity to say, okay, well, I'm going to send you someone who's low vibrational. That's not the truth. We seek out the low vibrations. The universe is always presenting us with the thing that's best for us, but sometimes we don't choose that way, and that's okay. And that's when we get our lessons, right? We've got the 5 of Swords. We've got the 4 of Wands, and we've got Justice. Interesting. No greater goal than to love. Okay, so for some of you, you're out of a relationship, or your marriage becomes final, like your divorce becomes final, or the family breaks up. And if that's you, I'm sorry. But this Tower tells me that this is a divine detour, that there might have been too much arguing and fighting in front of the kids, because I do see those 2 kids on the 4 of Wands. They could be kids, maybe they're not. Well, they look young to me. It could have been fighting in front of the kids, right? We do just as much damage terrorizing each other, fighting and screaming and arguing in front of the kids as we do when we get divorced. I feel that for some of you, you've been in a situation for too long with a stubborn and aggressive person who's not listening. And the tower falls because you have to. Yeah, it's just not a good situation for any involved anymore, and that's what's hanging in the balance. The success is that you know that you're always going to have love for this person, but that you feel that you must have your justice. You got to go. There has to be balance for the kids, and I feel like it's the family that's coming to an end here. But I feel like I'm not going to. I want to say you're doing the right thing. Yeah, that's what I feel. The Five of Swords tells me that is like character assassination, winning at all costs. That's arguments and fights that are right fighting, right? We don't even care if we're right anymore, but I'm going to be right. I'm going to stand on my point and be stubborn about it, right? So be careful for that energy. But I feel that that for some of you, October is the month where you either realize that you're done here when the tower falls, or this has yet to happen in the month of October. Tell me about November. Seven of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the World. Somebody was lying to you, and so you end it. Yeah. Time to go out and have some fun. Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. You take your part. You know it takes two to tango. You take your part. Yeah, there we go. Divorce right there. The World card. We're closing. We're just going to get through this legal stuff and then we're closing the door. I feel as though things, assets, that kind of thing will be split. Will be split accordingly. And I feel like you end up being quite abundant through all of it. I feel as though the reason why, oh, you must be bold. That's why you must be bold, because you're going out on your own here. Sorry, I'm just going to look under here. Yeah, be fearless and bold. That's what it is. It's time for you to call it off. For some of you are going to call it off. It's time for you to do that. And it's like, it's saying here that, you know that you have to take care of your own well-being. So I feel like that you've been the person who's been home holding down the fort for a very long time, and possibly in a relationship where you felt like you were doing all the heavy lifting. And it's time for you to go out and have some fun. It's time for you to stop looking in the past and looking too far forward. This person lied to you. They argued with you about things that they were being dishonest about. And I feel like you find out what's going on here and you end up closing the door. But I feel like you end up being okay financially, if that's what you're worried about. But you could be also leaving someone who is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Or you close the door on a situation where you felt like you were lied and cheated. Someone was being dishonest. No, they didn't want to talk about it. And I'm not dealing with this anymore. It now comes to an end. Could be a friendship too. Doesn't have to be a divorce, but it's a very, very final. It feels very final. I'm taking my assets, taking what I brought, giving you back what you brought, and then I'm heading out. I just need to be balanced. I need to have money. I need to find stability. Yeah. And so that's why we close the world here. You could be dealing with someone who is Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, or Leo. Doesn't have to be. All right. Let's look at December. Page of Swords, Page of Cups, Three of Swords, and the Four of Cups. Somebody's been lying to you. I keep going back to the Seven of Swords. Somebody's been lying to you. Someone who maybe you see as very balanced. Someone you see as the King of Pentacles, right? Someone who's quite wealthy and balanced financially and all of that stuff. And it could be someone you're married to. For some of you, for sure. We've got Libra here. So I feel like a new relationship begins, or something's coming in new in December. That's what it feels like. You're in co-creation with Spirit, in a relationship that you will only accept is for your higher good. So your standards have changed here. I feel like you get out of a situation here and you spend some time thinking on it, and your standards have changed. I feel as though you have an opportunity or a windfall. That could be person, place, thing, money, abundance, love, whatever it is, a relationship, right? And it's someone that you've been watching, though. Someone while you've been healing, I feel like either you've been watching someone or they've been watching you. It's the person who didn't take your cup. The person you offered it to, or the one that offered it to you. I don't know who's spying on who, but there's a lot of swords going on here. And the Page of Swords and the Cup and the Page of Cups together tells me that that you have some feelings for somebody, or they have feelings for you, and that's why they're watching you. But I feel like somebody's healing from a situation. Take it as it resonates. It feels like it could go either way, but I feel like somebody's healing from a situation. You're getting out of a relationship or something that broke your heart, or a disappointing situation, disappointment that I feel pushed you to work harder, and that's why you're probably bossed up in this King energy here, King of Pentacles energy. Yeah, I feel like somebody offered you a cup and you didn't take it, or vice versa. Yeah, there is a cycle that's going to close here, and I feel like you're going to heal. I feel like for some of you that someone has offered you a cup and that person still watches you, but you haven't heard from them yet. Yeah. They're still healing, and that's why you haven't heard from them yet. But I feel like you closing this door with this other situation, whatever it was, if it was marriage or wasn't, I don't know, some sort of a committed relationship. If you're closing the door on that, that's what this person's going to see, that you're closing the door on it, or they're going to feel it. And I feel like in December, somebody moves forward to you or starts to consider the cup that they didn't take from you. They start to consider that cup, and they might just pop up on you with an apology. Healing all around, right? It said 3 and 4, or 3 and 1 is 4. I feel like there's some healing in the future here. We have someone who's willing to work on it because they've thought about it. So I feel like somebody's currently watching you struggle. Yeah, someone you're not talking to, someone you're disconnected from or has blocked you. I feel like this person's trying to gain courage while they're watching you do the thing. And when I say watching you, they could be in your neighborhood. They could be someone in your family. They could be a friend of a friend. You know, they have access to you somehow, whether that's on net or on the net or in life. Yeah, they have access to you and they're watching you. And I think in December, if somebody reveals something in December, that's what it feels like. They reveal themselves to you or reveal what they were hiding from you. But either way, I think that something very different is coming for you getting into the month of December than November and October, because I feel this is breakdown, this is rebuilding, and this is something new that's coming in. That's what it feels like, Sag. All right, I'm going to go. Thank you, Saggy. Love you guys. Bye-bye.